Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late. It's been a busy morning. You know, you have a couple extra minutes. My hair's still wet. A couple extra minutes, so you think you can squeeze something in, and yeah, it's one of those days. Yes, we got some new yarn in. So that means we have a new yarn discounted. So I'm going to show you that. Hi, Ruthie. I have a new kit that will be up on Saturday. I'll show you my progress. I have progress on another project. We have some new events, all kinds of stuff. Hi, Marcina. Hi, Ruthie. Good morning, everyone. Yes, excuse me. We are getting back into the throes. Wow, my hair really is wet. Into the throes of fall knitting, even though it's going to be 75 on Saturday or something like that. This weather is crazy. It's driving me nuts. Hi, Deb. Hi, Doreen. Thanks for catching that invoice this morning. I meant to send it to you yesterday. Hi, Jillian. Hi, Donna. Good morning, everyone. I am wearing my Gracious sweater. You guys always comment on this one. It is on Ravelry. It is a single strand of fingering weight. I used my leftovers. I kind of picked the next color based on what might look good with that color. I went as far as my attention span would go, or the yarn would go. So sometimes the yarn ran out. Sometimes I said, nah, I don't really like that color, so I moved on to the next one. I do need to make another one of these. I have all my travel yarns that I pick up on my travels. Hi, Sue. And I have them all on a chair, and I was going to make one of those, 5-strand sweaters that I love so much, and then I'm kind of thinking maybe I need to make another one of these. They take a little tiny bit longer, but it might be kind of fun. I won't know based on, I kind of know what country they're from, but not really. Hi, Cheryl. I don't think that matters, but it kind of might be fun. I was going to do something completely different. Hi, Loretta. Yeah, I was going to do one of those 5-strand fancy sweaters, but I need more sweaters that are kind of like this weight. So, hi, Maureen. Good to see you. So much going on. So, I don't know what I want to do with this. So, we'll see. I do know on this one, I'm going to make a smaller size because the armhole is way low on me. It's almost to my waist. And I may not do the short rows, just for fun. Just start and get going. And play with it a little bit. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep you updated. Hi, Sherry. Good morning. I have been working on a project. I'm going to show you guys this project, and we did get in the white, so now I can show it to you, because everybody seemed to want white sheep. So I am working on the Ovis sweater. This one just caught my eye. It is from Caitlin Hunter. It is a top down, but it's a little bit different that you do the back to the armholes, then you pick up at the shoulders and work your way down. I passed. I was able to do it. So you start in the back. Hang on, let me turn the mannequin around. All right, so you start in the back with some short rows. This will all work out because there's going to be a collar on it. You do this flat. I am getting better at flat color work. Some people are going to be putting a little black sheep in. I was going to, but I wanted to do it in the flat part, and I'd already finished. I'd already joined in the round when I remembered to do it. So mine is not going to have a black sheep, or I might put it on the sleeve. I'm not sure. So then you pick up here and you work your way down. You pick up here, you work your way down, then you join this. And, oh, I forgot. Oh, shoot. Hang on. I think we do have, hang on. I forgot to bring my charts with me, and that was the whole reason I was talking about this. We have a pattern here. No, and it doesn't have it. So let me find my iPad. Hang on, bear with me. Hi, Jackie. This is one of those days. Little scattered brain. I do have my iPad. I was trying to keep my bag lighter, and that backfired on me. So let me go back. Let me go to Ovis. O-V-I-S. Go. This is really important. There is an Ovis hat also. But of course I liked the sweater. Now, we are going to have kits for this on Saturday, this Ovis sweater. It's very cute. It's very fun. It's very addictive. And actually what I love is the fact that once you join it in the round, then it goes super fast. So the part when you're so bored with your sweater goes really fast because you're doing it in the round. So hi Deanne, hi Cheryl. All right, let me show you. I'm going to show you on any of the sizes. Okay, these little increases are really hard to see. So, and I'm going to show you this. And I'll show you this, and if you buy the kit, you need to tell us what size you're going to make, and I will highlight this on your written pattern. But, hi Priscilla, what I wanted to show you is it's always going to be 14 through 30. See this really, really faint red line here? This is your repeat. And that will make more sense on Saturday when I talk about it. But I couldn't find that because when I printed it, that little red line just blended right in with the rust color background. And what I'm going to show you is I was working, hang on, okay. So I was working on this, and I was trying to do the chart like this. Well, because you're doing it flat and then you go in the round, I couldn't make it work. The flat was fine, not a big deal. I found that line, but then once I went in the round, their feet weren't lining up. They weren't lining up. And I was like, but my sheep have to line up. So if you buy this kit, we need to know what size you're going to make. It comes in a ton of sizes. It's DK weight. It's super easy. It goes up to a 66. I'm making the 46. That way I didn't have to worry about my gauge. But just let us know, because the pattern is also like 27 pages, because she has these two charts. See how she has size 1, chart 1 of 2? She has these two are for the flat, and then she has for in the round. And in the round, I'm going to show you, you can't find that little guy. He is 17 through 33. It is so hard to find it on this particular chart. On my chart, it is in the middle. So each size has a slightly different chart. It's all the same look. It's just sometimes there. How do I do my needles or my sleeves? I used to do them on double points. I will use a 16 until it's too tight, okay? Or a little bit less than too tight, like not quite too tight. And then I use those 2-inch interchangeable needles with the 12-inch cord and then the 10-inch cord. And we do still have, I'm just going to get a lot of exercise today. I sat on my butt and knit yesterday, so I can do that. So we have the 2-inch set in the Zings. We have the 2-inch set with the Dreams. And we also have the 2-inch set with the denim. These, I think, don't go up. Let me see. Oops, I just dropped them on the floor. Yeah, these actually go the same sizes. The reason, oops, I lost a needle. The reason I always use these, you guys, if you've been watching me, I bought my set in Ireland before they were available in the U.S. They are now available here. They are 2.5 to a 10. And I find my sleeves tend to be a little bit tighter. So if I'm using like a 2 for a sleeve, I'm going to use the 2.5. If I'm using a 3, I'm going to use the 4. I moved from these guys because if you've been watching, I've been making a lot of dark gray, black, navy blue sweaters. So I went to the Dreams, and these little guys are 95. These guys are 110. You will use them the rest of your life. I'm just saying. I do use these until I get, these little starter ones. Those go up to a 7. This sweater is done in a 5 and a 7. I did not pick up the neck last night. I was going to, but I wanted to be able to put it on a mannequin today without having needles all over the place. Okay. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Christy. Good to see you. But that's what I do. I haven't used double points on a sleeve in probably a year and a half. So, that's what I do. So we're going to have all kinds of color combinations. Look at all this beautiful Scout that we got in. Her amount of yarn is really spot on. I just started my second skein, but I know I'm probably going to go into the third skein at least for the rust color. So, I did wind the rust. I'm in the process of doing that. That was one reason why I was late. But we got a whole bunch of white in because, people just didn't seem to want to do, grapefruit color sheep. You could do that. It would be fun. You could do gray sheep. You could do light gray sheep. There might be some kits that are like that. You could do dirty sheep with the driftwoody kind of color. So that's the scoop. So check out the pattern, Ovis, or even just tell us what size you normally make. Don't give me small, medium, large. That's not going to help me. Get me, and it's not your bra size, it's your chest size. I know, Jackie, I hate double points too, for sleeves, especially with color work. Ugh, yeah. Anyways, so that way we can make sure you get the right, project and all that good stuff. So, oh my gosh, it is so humid outside. I opened the door. I was supposed to close it before the live and I forgot. So hopefully people won't come in. Nope, nothing. Thanks. That was our mail lady. See, I just said, I hope people don't come in, and the mail lady did, but we know her. Anyways, so that's my scoop on Ovis. It is super fun. I think it's really cute. I love that you can watch that your feet line up. And that's another thing I'm going to tell you is when you're doing a color work chart, okay, your chart's going to be, I can't turn the phone, but your chart's going to go this way. So you're going to see, but I always look at the row below, the one I just finished, on the one I'm using to make sure I'm lined up, because every once in a while I knit 2 stitches together and that was not a good move. So I did that, and then you can catch it. And I also put markers in between. On this sweater, they have you put a beginning of row marker and a side seam marker. I couldn't figure out why. That's why is because of the charts, okay? Because I'm doing 4. So let me find 4. And I apologize for not bringing it into the building. I completely forgot. I was trying to streamline. Hi, Cynthia. Good to see you. So, yes. So, see, this is where I have something when I get to a major marker, like a beginning of row or a side seam, I do this. Then I get here, and I have a pencil mark here, and I have a pencil mark over here. And then I also put a different size marker. I was so excited to get to the ribbing, I couldn't keep it on the markers. That way it alerts me, oh, this chart is slightly different than this one. So if you look real close, this one has 2 whites. when I get to the marker, it's only one, because when I get over here, there's the other one. Hi, Becky. Good to see you. Hi, Deanne. So, it's really pretty easy. It's not hard, all that kind of stuff. But this one just really caught my eye. It's made out of DK weight. So even though it is stranded and you do have your floats and everything else, it's still not a super heavy sweater. So, and it was really, really fun to make. So, I contemplated, she has a pickup for the collar, and the collar I think looks a little bit less rounded than it does on the mannequin. And, you know, not as U-y shaped. How's that? She has a fold over collar, and I will show you guys what I do next week, because she has you knit it, cast off, and then sew it on, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pick up stitches. So I'm going to do that hopefully tonight. I'll get that collar on there, because I think it will really change the look of the sweater. The sleeves, I like to do sleeves on Sunday, because that way I have enough time to do a whole sleeve. It takes me about 5 hours to do a sleeve. Yes, I have contemplated this. So that's my scoop. So I like to do at least my first sleeve on a Sunday. Now you know all my sneakiness. Okay, so that's my scoop. How am I doing on my other sweaters? Well, I'm still doing my fancy with the mohair and the fingering weight, and I think it's kind of cool that it went from busy to lighter. And you know why it did this is because I was like, the skein didn't look that different. There's fewer stitches up here, so your colors are going to come more often. And then when you get here, you don't have, you know, see how it lightened up after we split for the sleeves? So that's what happens. We'll see. I have one ball left. We'll see how we do its sleeves. Don't know. They may look completely different. They're all out of the same ball, so it'll be fine. This is the fancy sweater using one strand of Madeline Tosh sock yarn and one strand of mohair. I did use white mohair. I really wanted to use, I know you guys have heard me say this 47 times, I wanted to use the hot pink. There will be a hot pink sweater coming in my future. And so that's my scoop. All right. I was thinking though, just in a moment, I was waiting for a Zoom meeting to start, and I wrote down all the patterns that I have finished. Well, yes, I have finished, because I have a couple on here that still need like sleeves done or something like that. And these are kind of in the right order, kind of not. So these are all the sweaters that I finished, or almost finished. Anchor Tee still needs some sleeves, but it's on display here, so I put that in here. But I thought this was funny. I will have another fancy Mad Tosh with Ariel. Because I love these sweaters. They're great for travel because they can give you warmth, but they also are very lightweight, and they take up absolutely no room in your suitcase. So that is key. Hi, Marilyn. Good to see you. I do have, speaking of suitcases, we are going to Norway next July. You can scan the QR code right from this video, and it will take you to all the details. It is July 11th through the 20th. I do know that there is an option to come in a day earlier. I think Norway is going to be so much fun. It's going to be a nice, relaxing type of trip. Make sure you sign up. The rooms are going quickly. So what we love is this is the same company that we have traveled with every year. And it's a small group. There's like 16 of us. And hi, Pat. And so that is fun. You go off the beaten path. You don't go to all the touristy places. And so that is really fun. So make sure you scan that QR code. There is some walking and some lugging of suitcases. So I will also teach you how to pack a suitcase that is very light. So that's my scoop. Update on the Noro magazine. I just checked FedEx. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. So we hope by Saturday it will be here. So we do still have some. available for pre-order. So let me know if you'd like a pre-order, or actually call the store today and get that in. We'll send you an invoice. We'll get that going. They're $12.99. We can ship it right to you. All right. Before I forget, we have another item. We have Norway coming up. We are kind of one of the sponsors, but you sign up through Rowan Tree Travel. Okay. We promote it. We are there to make sure you're having a great time and all that good stuff. But you pay them. You don't pay us. Speaking of another event, hi Donna. We have Corey Eichelberger. I know I have been showing you guys this, talking about it. She is coming in, and we are very excited. She was at our very first retreat that we did up at Boyne, and she did 50 shades of sweaters. This time I have 50 shades. I have 50 in quotes because it's not going to be quite 50 because it was going to cost us an arm and a leg to ship it. But we kind of highlighted some different styles of sweaters and things like that. This is an in-person class, and if you sign up for more than one class, you get 10% off. So you can register on our website. There are limited seats. We can only fit so many people in the building. And so she is going to do knitting tips and tricks that'll blow your mind, and lots of fun stuff. There is a little bit of, not homework per se, I think you have to do a swatch, but there is a supply list for that one. So if you sign up for that one, we will either email it to you or you can pick it up in the store. That is Saturday, and this flyer is wrong. It's supposed to be 10:25 from 9 to noon. 50 Shades of Sweaters is that same day. We're taking a break for lunch, and then 1:30 to 4:30, 10:25, October 25th. And that one is so much fun, and you can try on the sweaters, hold them up, see them in person, all that good stuff. And then I'm really excited for how to use Ravelry like a pro. Actually, I'm really excited for tips and tricks, because she's going to show me, and 50 Shades of Sweaters, she's going to show me how to make a sweater that I made probably 10 years ago fit right. It's a cardigan. That's one reason why I never wear cardigans. They don't fit on me right. But she's also going to have you learn how to use Ravelry like a pro. That is 10:26, not 9:26, from 12:30 to 3:30. That is on Sunday. Then she's whisking off back to Minnesota. You do need to have a Ravelry ID and password, and you do need to come with an iPad or a laptop. Have those charged. We don't have very many outlets in the building. And if we do have outlets, they're really not in convenient places. So, hi, Mary. Good to see you. So that is fun. So that's my scoop on that. I will get our flyers updated. Okay. I also have a free pattern today, which is Pioneer Gloves. And I was just thinking, because I was organizing, trying to get everything to fit on this little tiny part of the table, and I was thinking you could make it one of our Manos de Uruguay mini skein sets, and they would match, because you only need half a skein. So you could match them up, or you could do them however you want, but that would be kind of a fun way to use it. This is a fingering weight pattern. I also have another fingering weight pattern. Both of them are knitting this week. Sorry guys for those crocheters out there. This one is called Winston. And I thought this would be a great stash buster, because you are using like 175, 70, 87, and 245. But the 245 is this rust color in the plaid that's also on the inside. So I was thinking you could always either do half and half on the inside, so you could do half that's that color, and then when you run out, do the other half, and then you could flip your cowl, and it would look different when you're wearing it on the inside. And this one is cool. It is a pay-for pattern. It is about $7, a little less than $7. I haven't checked to see if we can get it here in the store. Little scattered today, I apologize. Anyways, so that's my scoop there. I thought that one was kind of fun and a great way to use up some of your leftovers. I know I was just talking to Diane about all the Woolstock Light leftovers we have from making different things, like the Terrace Garden sweater and things like that. So that would be a great yarn to use for that because it's super soft. Also, my last thing is I just put Iris on sale for $23 a skein. We do have some sweater quantities, and then we have some other quantities. This is a lovely yarn. It is super soft. It doesn't mean we'll never get it back in again, but I need to clear it out so that we can bring in new stuff for the winter time. And it is on sale. I'm in the middle of putting the sale prices in the computer, so don't buy it just this second. Wait, 15 minutes. But it's on sale, 218 yards. This is one of those Heinz 57 yarns, but it's super soft. It's a worsted weight, but we just got a brand new box of something in, and I need that space to put that new stuff in. So that's my scoop. Iris is on sale, but don't try and buy it quite yet. There's a couple colors that are on sale, but I got to get the rest of them in. We have a free pattern, Pioneer gloves. We have a trip to Norway. Scan the QR code, get all the details. And their trips, you may say, well, that's kind of expensive, but you only have to pay for one meal a day. And if you time it right, you don't really have to pay for much. We have Winston, which is a free cowl, not a free cowl pattern, it's a pay-for cowl pattern. We have the iRock Knits classes. They are updated on our website. I just have to get our flyers updated. And hopefully I will get some sleeves done on this, sometime soon. I loaned my needles to Mary Ricard, and so I'm putting her on notice. That's why I don't have any sleeves on this one. And hopefully I will at least have a neck on this one by Saturday, if not a start of a sleeve. And I think it'll be really fun. So watch Saturday at 9:30. We will have a live. This is going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to wear it. So that's my scoop. The girls are here. I'm probably talking way too long because they're both here. So I will see you guys soon on Saturday morning, 9:30 Eastern Time. Have a great day.